Welcome to KDKP Noire. I'm K Noire. And welcome back, people. We got a lot to talk about today. So if you're new here, thank you for joining. If you're not so new, welcome back. And let's get started. Guess what? We're talking boycotts today. BTS is boycotting the Grammys. Why is that big news? Because guess what, y'all? They just created an Asian pop category. And everybody knew BTS was going to be at the top of that category. Even I thought they were going to be at the top of that category. But BTS said, no, thank you. I don't think so. I'm not going to be segregated. And notice the word that I used, segregated, because of my culture, my community, or how I bring forth my lyrics, whether they're in Korean or English. Doesn't matter to me. Whatever language we use, it works for everybody universally. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to go with. We don't want to be put in a category that just says that we're here just because we're that. And so, I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all, because let's just think about it. I use the word segregated for a reason, because as a Black woman or woman of color, however you want to call me, whatever you want to call me, just make sure you call me. This is huge because BTS is one of the biggest groups in the world. And if they're telling the biggest US stage in music that we're not coming because you're going to place us in this group, that speaks volumes to who they are and what they do and the impact that they have on culture today. And they can do that. They can say that, they can do that, they can be that. And BTS is that. And yes, and they are huge and they have every right to do it, because they shouldn't be kind of segregated or put into a different, pot because they're this or that or whatever that is. And notice I keep saying this or that because we're going to talk about how that affects stray kids too. Phrase it. Tyler, the Creator, came and he put his spin on that too, because they put him into a category called urban rap, urban music. And he said, well, what is that? I'm glad that the Grammys can honor me and acknowledge my music, but why do I got to get put into this category, meaning urban? Well, he had every right to ask that. You know why? Because think about it. Urban meaning Black, meaning culture, meaning Black community, and that segregates you out. So I understand why Tyler, the Creator, did the same thing. He's like, nah, that's okay. Thanks for recognizing me, but no thanks. Only recognize certain people of certain cultures and certain things is true, and how their voting was. And let's talk about voting. In the voting aspect with the Grammys, what you don't know, why I kept saying this and that, is because Stray Kids, JYP senior executives, twice members, mostly all of their members, are part of a selection committee for Asian pop culture music. This is what the Grammys has designated. And they selected those people to be part of the selection committee. That doesn't mean that they can vote on who wins the category, but it does mean that they can take a part in the selection of the music that goes into that category. Now, is that controversial? Some people say yes, some people say no. Well, some reporters interviewed Stray Kids yesterday when they were talking about this or that, which is their new EP that's coming out. And it's so much controversy around it because people say, well, why aren't you boycotting the Grammys? Well, journalists, if you did your homework, you would know that they're part of the committee. They're not going to get up and say that unless they specifically have come as a unison group and say, yeah, we're going to boycott. But I don't think it's in their best interest to. That's just me personally. I think they strategically answered the questions when asked if they would boycott or what their take is on it, and saying they made their music for their fans, which is great. They did not try to be part of any category or anything like that, which is great. They continue to be where they are and make their music and really convey their music universally, like BTS, which is great. I don't have a problem with that. Kudos to Stray Kids. They're going to continue to make music. Kudos to JYP for what he's doing in Korean culture right now, this K-wave and K-culture that's going on, because it is making an impact. He is having a global impact. Pay attention to things like that, people, because it is worth noting. Right along and talk about Cha Ga-won. Do you know who she is? I didn't know who she was either. But I do know who that 100 label is and how many people own it. You got the boys, you got XOCBX is on it, you got Vivid's on that. And she was arrested on fraud charges for intellectual property. She was arrested on different contract charges, rental fraud. When they arrested her, those guys, like the day after, the boys announced they had gone on, they're going to do their own label, they're going to do their new thing. And I always thought her relationship with the boys was a little sus. And I say that because I used to read these things and see how she was with them and everything. And people used to say, this lady is too controlling. The way her mannerisms and things like that is with this group is just not CEO worthy. I said, yeah, well, maybe she's just trying to, just mentor them and so forth. But evidently there was some messiness going on with those contracts and with how she was mentoring them and managing them and so forth. So I'm glad they are outside of that. And we all know what has been occurring with XOCBX guys. I mean, like SM is going after them for their property. And I mean, how can they pay for their property if they're not making any money with the label? Makes no sense to me. But I tell you what, I personally am glad that whatever's going on with this lady, that they're looking into it and they're getting it straightened out. And I'm personally glad that these people are moving off that label. Let's talk katseye. Y'all know Sophia is going on hiatus too. Now that one right there threw me for a loop. I was a little shocked at that because she's on hiatus and they said for mental, reasons and like this mental health hiatus, which means that, maybe the whole gamut of how they've been touring tours and all these stage tours and all these, showcases and different things that they've been doing. I mean, like they have been going nonstop from day one. So she's going on hiatus. And she's like getting her rest. And they said that that's the first priority. I'm glad they're speaking up for that. I'm glad that she's doing that. And they're not saying how long this hiatus would be, but they're just saying they hope she gets the help that she needs. Can't say that without mentioning this with Manon. When Manon went on hiatus, it was, I don't even know if they even mentioned her mental health, but they talked about her health. But at the same turn, I'm like, what in the heck is going on over there that these girls have got to just get out? There's a lot of pressure to be great, to do great, and to keep going when you're part of these groups, especially in the K-pop industry. It's almost like a K-pop industry is like a machine and they produce perfection. I'm not mad at it because I enjoy K-pop, but I do know that that type of energy, that type of, stamina to keep up will kind of bring you down at some point. So I'm glad these girls are getting themselves taken care of, taking a break. Speaking of katseye, katseye's album will drop, well, I won't say album, katseye's EP will drop next week. And it's called Wow. I think it's going to be great. I think when you look at it and look at the promotion that's going on with it, I think it's going to be awesome because the one thing that don't disappoint, when they put something out, they put it out and it does extremely well. Video has one of the videos that's going to be included on there with a song on there. It's Animal. If you look at that video, you'll see Demi Moore, legendary Hollywood actress. Speaking of katseye again, stay tuned because they have a documentary coming out at the end of the month too that talks about their journey and what they're doing and how they become such mega stars, this mega global girl group. Now, moving right along, and let's talk about documentaries or movies. I went to see ATEEZ. My little heart stopped. I went to see Light the Way with the first premiere in our area. I was shocked because it was packed. I mean, sold out. And I knew that because, I got this little in with the movie theater here, but he said, why don't you do something that just welcomes everybody in when they get here on this first showing? And I said, sure, gladly. My mind was blown when I saw the Choi San fan come in the building and she was Choi San all down. Got it. And then of course we had our Mingy fans, just so many. I mean, like, I think there was a fan group for every member of ATEEZ there and everybody loved this. If you're going to see that movie, you're going to get visuals, vocals, and virtual reality. All top notch. You look at it, it made for the most perfect visuals ever. Most perfect visuals. Have y'all been to the concerts this summer? Because summer's coming to an end. These kids get ready to go back to school and these concerts have just sold out everywhere. When I looked, KCON was like packed. All these performances and everything that they had, phenomenal weekend at KCON. Then let's not forget, you had Psy overseas, you had Water Bomb, you had Lollapalooza. Lollapalooza was last week and it turned out. Blew my mind. Blew my mind. Let me tell y'all something. K-pop showed up and showed out. People loved Like Jenny because she headlined at Lollapalooza, and that never happened before. Loved this girl. And they talked about Idol that was there, formerly known as G Idol. Phenomenal job these girls did as well too. But let's not forget that we are bringing in the era of Cordis. And people talked about Cordis and they said Cordis turned it out. I say Cordis turned it out too, because they brought out Juicy J. Do y'all know who Juicy J is? 3-6 Mafia? What? Yes, Cordis brought out Juicy J, but their entire set was fire. So if you have a chance to see them, because they're on tour now, you have a chance to see them anywhere. I say you pull up and see them. Other thing that was happening at Lollapalooza, let me tell y'all something. Y'all know Aespa. I love me some Ning Ning. Now, Aespa doesn't disappoint either. They said when these girls got up on stage, they sounded just like their music. And they were live. Vocals. Man, let me tell you something. These girls are bad. I love these girls. I love these girls. People were really impressed by them. They loved them. They said they were so much true to form, like with their music and their performance. You got to give them credit for that. We're loving it. Y'all know Blackpink. It's their 10th year anniversary. And the Blinks were not having it because they were like, why are they all not showing up? Y'all gonna do this to us? You think you just gonna send one or two of the members for the 10th anniversary? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. So guess what, y'all? All 4 of them are showing up for the 10th anniversary soiree, because that lets me know that Blackpink listens to their fan base and they're going to go and they're going to support, because everybody know they're like probably the most successful girl K-pop group in the world. Today, I've got to keep moving to the next thing. I got to get out of here. Until next time.